Dili na ito may balang kung unsa na siya kung unsa ang managing inventories and supply chains. So, understanding inventory. Inventories are physical goods used operation and include raw materials, part, sub-symbols, supplies, tools, equipment, or maintenance and repair items. So, in the field of business is natin ginatawag nga inventories. So, there are a lot of terms that we use when we talk about inventories. So it could be a basement, stock room, storage room, and supplies room, pantry, or main mart. So to understand this inventory room, so are those na atin makita ang mga supplies nga kanang mga stock ng mga supplies. So the next one is inventory management involves planning, coordinating, and controlling the acquisition, storage, handling, movement, distribution, and possible sale of raw materials, component parts, and sub-symbols, supplies, and tools, replacement parts, and other assets that are needed to meet customer wants and needs. So, when it comes to having this inventory, dili pwede nga na walay proper inventory management. So, it should have inventory where all records and documents nga na-include area para easily to access kung naaman siguro yung mga something nga ma-survey or something next is so key definition and concept. Many different types inventories are maintained throughout the value chain before, during, and after production to support operation to meet customers' demand. So naatay three ka main inventories nga need of maintenance. First is work in process. WIP inventories consist of partially finished product in various stages of completion that are waiting for processing. So inventories are play crucial role of supporting operation, remelting the sa WIP known as a work in process. Sumuha niya ang mga need of further processing since they are partially finished products. Then the next is finished goods inventory is complete products ready to distribute or sell to customer. Finished goods might be restored in warehouse or at the point sale of retail store. So, ang finished product, so kanang nga case is anang ready na bito ang mga ready na or available ang for distributing or distribute sa isa ka product to the customer. Then the next one is safety stock inventory is additional amount to keep over above average amount required to meet the demand. So ang safety stock inventory diri nimo mahibalan ang additional goods nga exceed or expected demand sa items from the deliveries. So this is the what we call illustration sa three inventories nga nag-need po o require sa maintenance from the suppliers to the people of the company. Ang mga information nga need of physical goods where the qualities very mabilong. Then ang value creation is the process of nga nag-scope of mga capital sources from the sales. Then sunod na then the next is the outcomes and the sales services. So next is managing inventories global supply chains. Many firms as well customer subscribe in environmentally preferable purchasing EPP, often prepared as a green purchasing, which is affirmative selection and acquisition of products and services that most effectively minimize negative environment impacts over their life cycle, manufacturing, manufacturing, transportation, use, recycling, or disposable. So in a global chain, there have a numerous entrepreneurs nga naga-engage sa green purchasing that promotes mga anti-harmful effects sa goods size in the environment, in our environment. So this is also called EPP means it stands for environmentally preferable purchasing. So nag-minimize siya negative impact that may cause a global world. So next is inventory management decision and cost. So naay po ka inventory management deal with the so when and also how. So in making cost decision, there are higher positions, especially the managers nga responsible for creating decision such as when and how. Within the decision, it highly affect the sales profit sa isang company if malugi sila to more worse scenarios. And the next.
Number 1, inventory management decision and cost. Inventory costs can be classified into 4 major categories. First is the ordering or setup costs are incurred as a result of the work involved in placing order with suppliers or configuring those equipment and machines within a factory to produce an item. So, ordering costs, example is when you purchase an order. Ibang example, order ka sa Shopee ng lotion. So, muna siyang example sa ordering cost kaya mag-purchase mga items. And the setup cost, muna siya ang mabayaran mo when you set up a materials para gamitin sa inyong business. Next is inventory holding costs or inventory carrying costs are the expenses associated with carrying inventory. Holding costs are typically defined as a percentage of a dollar value inventory per unit of time, generally 1 year. So, kaning inventory holding costs, example is, kanang ito mga item nimo nga ginabutang nimo sa mga utilities para i-stock dira ka. So, muna siya. So, shortage cost of stocks are costs associated with inventory being unavailable when needed to meet demand. This cost can reflect back orders, low sale or service interruption for external customers or costs associated with interruptions to manufacturing and assembly lines for internal customers. So from the word shortage cost, kanang kita ng mga item na short siya, bali wala nila na forecast kung pila ang kanang demand sa customer. So mo nang naay kanang shortage. So unit cost of the schemes is the price paid for purchase goods or the external cost of producing them. In most situations, the unit cost is a sunk cost because the total purchase cost is not affected by the order quantity. So kaning unit cost kay mo na siya ang meaning ano yung stock keeping unit. So mo na siya ang cost sa each item or product nga imuhang i-stored sa company or kanang inventory nga utility ba. Inventory characteristics. One of the first step in analyzing an inventory problem should be to describe the essential characteristics of the environment and inventory system that follows. Number 1, number of items. Most firms maintain inventories for a large numbers of items, often at multiple locations. To manage and control inventories, each item is often assigned a unique identifier code, a stock keeping unit or SKUs. So, kaning number of item, mo na siya ang total number of product na mo ang stored sa atong inventory utility or sa building. Mo na siya ang kaning number of item, maano ni mo diri anang dali na nimo ma-identify ang kung pila na lang ang nabiling sa item. So, mas dali nimo ma-check kung nabay ka ng kulang or nabay ka ng mas dapat pa idugangan ang item. So, next. Nature of demand. Demand can be classified as independent or dependent, constant or uncertain and dynamic or statistic. So independent demand is a demand for an SKUs that is unrelated to demand for the other SKUs and needs to be forecasted. So an example of independent demand, which is itong example is kanang retail clothing store. So di ba sa clothing store kaya nabi dala mga dresses, jeans, mga t-shirt. So ang pamaagyan na niya is kanang paano bitaw dala bali pag maadto ang customer sa kanang clothing store. So dila ana sila mag-design kung sa ang ilaha kanang gusto paliton nga mga item. So when it comes sa dependent demand, if their demand is directly related to the demand of the SKUs, it can be calculated without needing to be forecasted. So kaning dependent demand, example, di ba? Example, ano sa iya is kanang manufactured engines. So di ba ang mga baligyan nila is mga tires, mga tools na gamit sa sakyanan para makuha ang vehicle. So kaning and then ang kanang stable demands, mo na siya mga rice, mga wheat flour nga itong ginagamit everyday na use na. Number and duration of time period. In some cases, the selling season is relatively short and any leftover items can be physically or economically stored until the next season. The type of approach used to analyze single period inventory problems is different from the approach needed for the multiple period inventory situation. So, ang kaning number and duration of time periods, kung ano siya, kalapit ang time periods kung kano sa available ang item. So, example, di ba naman tayo ng mga seasonal nga so, naman tayo mga seasonal nga mga item like sa Christmas tree. So, di ba sa Christmas lang na sila available? Kaya na siya. So, lead time. The lead time is the time between placement of an order and its reset. Lead time is affected by transportation, carriers, buyers' order frequency and size, and suppliers' production schedules. It may be deterministic or stochastic, in which case it may be described by some probability distribution. So, pag mag-order beta sa TikTok or item, di ba na yung nakabutang the estimated time na maabot siya. So, muna siya ang example sa lead time. So, balik, na-estimate dito ba kung kanus ano siya na item maabot. Example, i-order mo siya June 1, so estimated time niya is maabot siya mga 3 to 5 days. Stock out. Stock out is the inability to satisfy the demand for an item. When stock out occurs, the item is either back order or sales is lost. The back order occurs when a customer is willing to wait for the item. The loose sale occurs when the customer is unwilling to wait and purchasing the item. So kanang stock out, meron siya kanang na out of stock ang imong order. So wala tayo ni mo na sa idol pa kung pila gid ang demand sa mga customer mo na ay may tabong stock out. Next, ABC, inventory analysis. ABC is an application of a Pareto principles named after an Italian economist who studied the distribution of wealth in Milan during the 1880s. He found that vital few controlled a high percentage of the wealth. ABC analysis consists of categorizing inventory items or SKUs into the three groups according to their total annual dollar usage. So, kaning inventory A, pasabot ano is kanami sa mga high value nga item, which is example ka na mga iPhone. So, di ba high gid ang value na kay tapos nindot pa ang quality. So, mo na siya nakabutang sa inventory A, kaya bali mga high na siya, mga quality nga mga product. And then, kaning sa B, kaning item B, mo na siya, para bitong medyo dili kayo siya kanang dili kayo siya high yung value ba? Example, di ba sa A kay mga iPhone, then sa B mo na to mga Android lang, so may ana siya. And then sa C mo na to siya mga low quality na product, which is kaya mga casing, mga may siya presyo ba? That's all.
So next is managing fixed quantity versus so in the fixed quantity systems,
size is fixed. That is the same amount Q is ordered every time. The order quantity Q can be any quantity of products such as box, pallet, or container as required by the inventory or shipping standards. It does not have to be economically seen. Economically order quantity in the next section. So inventory position IB is defined as the order quantity or OH plus any orders placed but which have not arrived, so-called schedule reserves or SR, minus any back orders or BO, or IB equals to OH plus SR minus BO. So the inventory position falls at or below a certain value R, called the reorder, a new order is placed. The reorder point is the value of the inventory position that triggers a new order. So basically, in a fixed quantity inventory systems or FQS, you have always ordered the same amount of product each time of fixed. So this amount is called the order quantity or Q and could be any specified like box or a pallet. So sa inventory positions or IP is known as ang total amount of product you have on hand. Plus any products you've ordered but have not been received yet, kung siya is schedule receipts or SR, and then minus any back orders or BO. So one siyang formula, IP plus OH plus SR minus BO. So for example, imagine you manage a warehouse and always orders 100 boxes of a product. And then, currently, you have 50 boxes in stock or mo to siyang on-hunting na product. So, 30 boxes on the way mo to siya schedule receipts nimo. And then, 10 boxes that customers have ordered but are waiting to be delivered. Or mo to siyang BO nimo or back orders. So, your inventory positions or IP would be calculated as IP equals to 50 man to siya ang imuha on hand, and then plus 30 kay mo man to imuha SR which is schedule receipts minus 10 kay mo man tong back orders nimo equals to 70 kay 50 plus 30 equals to 80 minus 10 equals to 70. So diri sa fixed quantity system under stable demand. So based ako na sabtan diri, if the inventory positions or IP falls at below a certain AR, ano siya ang ginatawag na reorder point. So the reorder point is the value of the inventory position that triggers a new order. So a new order is triggered whenever the inventory position for the item drops to or past the reorder point. The size of each order is Q units, so siyang size order mo siyang Q units. So when an order is placed but haven't received, so ang physical stock ana will continue to fall below the reorder point before the order arrives. So the dark lines sa center mo siya track the actual inventory level. So and then here the PO or the time between orders is mo siyang constant kaya ang order cycle niya repeats itself exactly. So the AOQ model. The economic order quantity AOQ model is the classic economic model developed in the early 1900s that defines the total cost, which is the sum of the inventory holding cost and the ordering cost. Cycle inventory, also called order or lot size inventory, is an order that is sold to purchasing or producing in larger lots than are needed for immediate consumption. The concept demand assumption, the average size of the inventory can be easily computed as the average of the maximum and minimum inventory levels. So, ano siya ang formula? Average size of inventory equals to maximum inventory plus minimum inventory divided. So basically, ang economic order quantity model helps you to figure out the best amount to order so you can spend the less money on storing items and ordering them. So AOQ or economic order quantity models tells you the ideal number of items to order at once. So, to find the perfect balance between ordering cost, so matong the sum of the inventory holding cost and the ordering cost. So, sa cycle inventory, ang example natin is, let's say you own a small electronics store and decide to order 100, which is the maximum minimum inventory, and then you sell about 50 minimum inventory smartphones during that time. So, this means you'll have an extra 50 smartphone in stock each month. So, creating cycle inventory. So, this cycle inventory comes with the good seller increases in demand or unexpected shortages from your supplier. However, you need to make sure you're not ordering too many smartphones as excess inventory ties up your capital and storage space. Finding the right balance with raw methods like AOP can optimize your cycle inventory and reduce cost. So for example, kaya naaman tayo maximum inventory na 100. So i-plus na ito sa minimum inventory which is 50 and then i-divide na ito sa 2 amount ng average cycle inventory. So ang answer ato is 100 plus 50, 150 i-divide by 2, 75. So what ang average cycle inventory? So the inventory holding cost is the cost of storing one unit in inventory for the year. C is the unit cost of the inventory item or SKU. I is the annual inventory holding charge expressed as the percent of unit cost. Inventory holding cost is auto siyang formula ng I times C. Mga itong lahat ng inventory holding cost.
So, good afternoon everyone. This is the continuation of the report of Ms. Caption. So, the EOQ model. Total annual cost is the sum of the inventory holding cost plus the order or setup cost. So, mali siya ang kuan. Dili sa economic order cost, order quantity model, the total amount the total annual cost is kuan siya, calculated sa kami. So, kini siya nga formula is nag-represent sa total cost involved in managing inventory over year in the EOQ model. So Q stand for economic order quantity, C is stand for inventory holding cost or per unit per year. Then ang D is demand rate, then ang C is the order or setup cost. So, ang first term is nag-represent sa inventory holding cost. Then, ang second is nag-represent sa order or setup cost. Then, ang annual cost, is given sa formula na-mention lang.
And next is the EOQ model.
Calculating the order points are depends on the lead time and demand rate. Multiply the fixed demand rate D by the length of the lead time, L making sure they are expressed in the same units, days or months. So R is siya ang lead time demand equals demand rate lead time equals and so dili is makita na to na-error sa variable. So, ay wala siya na-define. So, ako siya multiply pang kuan. Ito ang kuan. Next demand rate. Dili na ka.
Wala si Sir Elias.
managed by order ng
Service level denotes the intended likelihood of averting stockouts over a given lead time. So, 95% service level. For example, is indicates that there is a 95% probability that there won't be a stock out during the lead period. Management decision that takes into account variables such as tolerance, financial limits, and customer demand determines the service level.
Managing fixed period inventory system. An alternative to a fixed order quantity system is a fixed period system or FPS, sometimes called a periodic review system, in which inventory position is checked on a fixed intervals of time, rather than on a continuous basis. At that time of review, an order is placed for sufficient stock to bring to the inventory position up to the predetermined maximum inventory level, and sometimes called the replenishment level or order up to level. There are two principal decisions in FPs. The time interval between reviews, number two, the replenishment level. So managing fixed period inventory system involves periodically reviewing inventory levels at set intervals and placing orders to replenish stock up to a predetermined maximum level. Unlike a fixed order quantity system, where orders are placed when inventory reaches a specific level. This is the exhibit of operation of a fixed period system or FPS. This is the order placed for view when order received stock out. One exhibit operation of fixed period system FPS. In summary, the AQ model provides a framework for determining the optimal order economic time interval fixed period, helping companies manage inventory efficiently and minimize cost. This is the operation of a fixed period system. The single period inventory model. The single period inventory model applies to inventory situations in which one order is placed for a good and anticipation of future selling season where demand is uncertain. Single period models are used in situations involving seasonal or predictable items that cannot be carried in inventory and sold in future periods. The single period inventory model is applied in situations where one order is placed for a product in anticipation of a future selling season with uncertainty. For example, a company that sells swimsuits may use the single period inventory model to manage its inventory for the summer season. The company ordered a specific quantity of swimsuits before the summer season begins, anticipating demand during that period. Once the summer season is over, any unsold swimsuits may lose value or become obsolete, making it crucial to sell them within the season.